Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily Dvar. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Sunday, 27th day of January. Here we go. Today's law, continuation of Friday's law, and that is, again, if you had left something like a camera, a very muktzah item, on your bed, we had discussed in our last 2 days that there are permissible ways on Shabbos, on let's say a Friday night, to bop that camera off of your bed. Either knocking it off with your elbow or indirectly moving it, like by removing the bed spread that's on the bed, and have the camera slide off along with it. But then we left you in suspense with the question of basis. Now that means that whenever muktzah is put on something and that something becomes a base for the muktzah, then the base becomes muktzah also. Like, for example, if you put your Friday night lit candles onto your table and the only thing that your table is holding at that point is the candles, then the table becomes a basis to the candles, and a lot of muktzah laws could apply to your Shabbos table. Maybe on another day we'd have to discuss how to deal with that. And quick, I'll just say to you that you put other things on the table along with it, like your challah, etc., so it becomes mostly a base for the challah and incidentally a base also for the candles. But anyway, back to the bed. So if the bed is actually a basis or a base for the camera, then you technically would, don't worry, there's going to be good news here, but technically you would not be allowed to use the bed even if you did figure out some permissible way to bop the camera off the bed, because the bed is a basis, which means a base to the muktzah camera. Well, don't worry, in this particular case you'll be allowed to bop the camera off the bed, and then you will be allowed to use the bed, and the reason is because we only would consider something like the bed a basis if the camera was placed there on purpose to remain there for Shabbos. Okay? And that's probably not what happened. The person who left the camera there did not say, I want this bed to be the place where the camera shall rest throughout Shabbos. That would be weird. It was probably just inadvertently tossed there and it ended up on your bed. In such a case, the Shulchan Aruch says that you don't have to consider the bed a basis. We only have that problem of being a base to muktzah when you were purposely set aside to be the base. Like when you say, I'm putting these candles here, the table is my base for them, and they're going to remain here throughout Shabbos. That's when you could have a problem. But a camera inadvertently, not even intentionally, left on the bed accidentally, that won't create a problem of basis. Thanks for logging on. If this confuses you at all in any of its details, well, I'm still glad, because it gets you more educated on the matter and you can discuss the further details of it with your rabbi. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.